Hello humans, welcome to or back to my channel. My name is Yelly or Yell Bell Beauty here on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and Threads. It's been a bit, but today we are going to dupe some palettes, which is why I have this pile of my singles right here. I want to preface this video with two things. One, this is my first time filming in my new beauty space. So please give me any feedback that you have on the lighting, the sound, etc. I filmed one video at my vanity, but this is the first overhead video I'm filming my new beauty space. So let me know how you feel the quality compares to my old apartment. Two, this is actually the first overhead YouTube video that I'm filming on my Sony camera. Before I was filming them on my Canon, which is generally where I do my stills and photography for Instagram. But I have not done an overhead with my Sony. It's been that long since I've filmed one apparently. So please let me know what you think of the quality, and if things are looking a little wonky, it might just be a learning curve for me right now. The autofocus on here is much better than it was on my Canon, so I'm hoping that that will be good for the singles, but I don't know if anything might come out weird quality-wise because I've never filmed overhead like this on one of these. Without further ado, let's get started. The palette that you will be watching me dupe today is the Blood Moon palette from Electrum Cosmetics. I want to thank Cosmetinut on Instagram. She gave me permission to use her swatches. She does amazing swatches, amazing looks. She's super nice and wonderful. Please go give her a follow if you don't already. There are already a few shades where I have a shade in mind in my collection that could work. And then there are some where I'm like, ooh, do I have anything like that? I don't know. I have actually never tried Electrum Cosmetics. I know they had some scandals going on last year, but I've never purchased from them. I think I do follow the brand on Instagram, but this palette really intrigues me and it looks like a really cool fall color story. People always say good things about their formula, but again, on this channel we are trying to buy less. So here we are, buying less, duping the palette. Apparently, somehow in the midst of setting up my camera, I lost my pinky nail. I'm not quite sure where that is. I've been doing the Gel X at home by myself, and there's definitely still a learning curve on the curing because I did these like 4 days ago and that one just fell off, but I'm gonna need to find that or the dog might eat it. You're just gonna have to look at my one naked pinky nail. So let's start out with the mattes in this palette because they're going to be a lot easier. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mattes of the 12 shades. Looking at it, the first shade, Soma, looks like a brownie red. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull out some options, we'll swatch them, and then we'll decide which one to use. Oh, here's my nail. How did I do that? Don't know. You all witnessed it here. Look at that. It was just like lodged in this palette. What the hell? What are physics? Okay, well, the dog won't eat it then. But let me glue this back on really quick. I'll be right back. My nail's been reattached back to our regularly scheduled programming. Okay, so these are the options I've narrowed it down to. I have a feeling it's gonna be this one right here, which is Earth from Ace Beauté, but let's swatch them and see. So, this is Earth from Ace Beauté, which looks close in color, but it's not quite dark enough. This is Sweet Tooth from Sydney Grace. It's like a brownie red. That's just way too brown. There's another Sydney Grace one that I didn't pull that is called like Cherry Chocolate, but I think it's also just much more brown, so I don't think that'd work either. This is Adrenaline from Dandelions Co. I think this one might be too orange, but yeah. This is Freya from Shroud. And this is Primordial, also from Shroud, which I think this one might just be too purple. Oh yeah, that's like purple. I'm thinking it'll be this one, but really quick, let me check what I have in Natasha Denona palettes, because the My Dream palette has shades like this. Let's see if they're darker. So Edgy might be like too purple, and Instinct might be exactly the same as that Ace Beauté shade, but oh, maybe they're just more pink. So here's Edgy. And here's Instinct. Yeah, I mean, they're just not as dark because they're cream shadows. I don't think I'd have any other palettes with anything like this. These might be like the last ditch effort here. I think there is like a reddy color in one of these, right? Yeah, Unstoppable Love, but it looks like it's gonna be too brown. Oh yeah, that's brown. Okay, so we're gonna go with Earth from Ace Beauté. I believe this is from the Classical Paradise palette. The next matte is called, ooh, I don't know if I'm gonna say this right, Aruna? I think that's probably how that's pronounced. And it looks like a navy blue. I think I only have like one shadow that's actually a navy blue, so let me see where that's at. Yeah, so I think this is my darkest blue shadow. This is from the Jeffree Star Jawbreaker palette. Did I write a name on the back of this? It is all taken off. I think it's called like Tasty or something like that, but that's the darkest blue that I have. Every time I do like use this, I tell myself that Dandelions Co. probably has something comparable, but I already have a pan in that pan. So I don't know if I really see a reason to buy another blue one now when I can finish that one. The third matte is called Lanule. Yeah, I'm just gonna be butchering all these names, aren't I? It looks kind of like a brownie orangey shade. I think Clementine from Dandelions Co. is probably the best, but I'll see what I have. If you're wondering why I have to open all these to see what's in them, the labels are just wrong. I need to relabel these. Last one, okay. All right, so we've got some options. So this is Clementine from Dandelions Co., which I think is probably the closest thing that I have, as you can see. The next two are from Sydney Grace. So this one is Harvest, and that one's like much more orange. And this one is called Summer Heat. Yeah, I'm thinking Clementine is still the closest. Summer Heat and Clementine are pretty close. This one's just like a tad more of like that reddy orange, and this is more like a yellow orange. So let's put in Clementine. The next matte is called Tetrad, and it's like a deep teal, which I should definitely have options for. Okay, so first we have the Quintessence palette from Sydney Grace and Temptalia, Interstellar. This is Black Tourmaline. I depotted this from a Pacifica palette. This is Sage from Dandelions Co. And Sentinel from Shroud. I mean, Sentinel definitely swatches the best. I can tell you that much. Looking at it, I mean, it could really be any of these. These all look, like maybe with the exception of this one right here, these all look fairly similar to me in real life. Let's put in Sentinel from Shroud. I think this is our very last matte is next. Let's see. Yes. It's called Luna, and it's like a reddier orange brown. Harvest from Sydney Grace is definitely the closest that I would have to this. which looks like that. Now we're moving on to the shimmers. So there are definitely like some holographic ones in here. So the first shimmer is called Esmeralda. It's looking like a deep reddy brown with like a gold shift. I don't know if I have anything quite like that, but let's see. So the first brand that comes to mind for something like this is Touch of Glam. So let's see, I'll pull a few of these and we could see, but I don't know if I'm gonna have anything quite like this. In all honesty, this is like a very interesting looking eyeshadow. Let's see what we can pull from Shine by SD. I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect. I just want it to capture the essence, you know? Like we talk about this all the time, like, will it satisfy the craving? I think that is what matters here. But that is certainly a very unique eyeshadow. Okay, so again, I don't think I have anything quite like this, but these are, I would guess, to be the closest, and they all probably have that base, but I don't think any of these have a gold shift. This one in particular, I believe, is much more green in the shift, but the reddy brown base is there. This is Solar Expansion from Terra Moons. I see in the viewfinder it's just looking kind of like green, but I promise you there's like some red in there. This is Marius from Odin's Eye. It's like a burnt orangey, like leaning red, but it does have an interesting shift to it that I thought could kind of replace that. This is Zor L from Adept. This was in the House of L palette. I think this one also might shift green. I think this one is definitely the closest in essence. I don't think it's like a perfect dupe by any means, but that might be the closest we get. This is a Deeper Connection from Touch of Glam. So this is just like the base of that eyeshadow, is basically this eyeshadow. Maybe I should turn down the brightness. I see the shifts aren't showing up very well. Oh yeah, that helps like a ton. Okay, so there we go. This is Fervor from NBA. So again, like that base is there, but there's no flash of gold going on here. Touch of Glam with the really long names. This is Deep, Dark, and Mysterious. This is from the Hollow Misunderstanding palette. It's such a beautiful shadow, but I don't think it's gonna... And then this is Cascade from Shine by SD. This is from the original Halo Horizons, I believe. I mean, none of them are quite like this shadow. I think what might be a good replacement, not because it's close, but just like for me, like an ooh, like it's, you know, something different, would be putting in that Touch of Glam shadow. This one, I think it's called Deep, Dark, and Mysterious. If I wanted to capture the essence a bit more, I'd say one of these two. But I'm thinking I'm just gonna put in the Touch of Glam one. The next shimmer looks green in the pan, but it's looking... Oh wait, was I wrong on what shade that was? Yeah, I was totally wrong about that shade. Oopsie. Okay, so this is the green. It looks green in the pan, but it has that like purple shift. I'm gonna move the Touch of Glam into that green in the pan spot. Sorry, these are not swatched in order. You'll probably have seen on the screen right now. They're swatched by column, but I think that confused me a little bit. So going back to that like reddy purpley shade, I'm thinking one of these purple ones from Cleona, I think looks like that. I think it's this one. This is Smolder. That might be pretty close. Let's try this other purple one. What is this one? Flame Blown. Yeah, I think Smolder is the closest to what that shade is supposed to be. So this is the new first shimmer. The Touch of Glam one is the new second shimmer. I apologize again. That's probably very confusing. Okay, the third one looks white in the pan, but it's definitely like a flash of gold. I mean, I definitely have something like this. What color are you? Haha, flash of gold. Okay, we'll pull you. Some of these I'm just like having to swatch as I go because it's really hard for me to tell what the flashes in these are. I know I should be better at this, but like, wow. A lot of them, like from the angle I'm at, just look straight up white. This is Starlit from Micah Beauty Shop. And maybe I'm saying wrong. Is it Micah or Mika Beauty Shop? I actually don't know. This one is definitely more orange. This is Queen's Tears from Quicksand Cosmetics, but still a very fun flash. I think this is also orange. This is Astral from Terra Moons. I didn't swatch this one, I just pulled it. Yeah, it's pretty orange. This one isn't iridescent, but it definitely has the essence of this shadow. This is Brilliant. It's from the One Last Wish palette from Micah Beauty Shop. The bright lights with the iridescence do not mix well, huh? This is Nacre from the Shine by SD and Seeking Shifts collection. And this is Wild Rumpus. This is from the Shine by SD and Glam Smitty collection. I think one of these two is the closest, which I believe this one is Nacre and this one is that one from the Micah Beauty palette that has a base to it. This one's pretty close too. The first Micah Beauty one, Starlit. Let's put in this one. I think this is Nacre from Shine by SD or Nacre. I'm sorry, I'm apparently not good at words whatsoever. This next one should be a little bit easier because it's not a multi-chrome, it's just straight up a blue. I definitely have one in a Natasha Denona palette, but I have one from Menagerie that I think is pretty close. Just don't know which one of these palettes my Menagerie shimmers are in them. Aha, okay, there with my Shine by SD shadows. So this one, I think it's called Giant Pacific. I think this was from the Squid palette or whatever it was, but they sold it as a single. Theirs is in the real palette itself, it's darker and maybe even leans a little bit teal, but I don't think I have anything better. And the one I have from Natasha Denona, I believe, looks exactly like this. So I'm just gonna put this one in. Okay, the next one is a hollow for sure. It looks maybe like a brown or a deep green base with a red or orange flash. So like hollow wise, there are only so many hollows that I have, and a lot of them are from Shine by SD right now because of the Halo Horizons. So let's see what might be kind of close here just by eyeballing. It's hard to tell with the ones with the chunkier shimmer, like the bases are not always the color that's shining through. The other hollows are from Quicksand, which I don't think I have anything quite like that. Cat's Meow might be the closest option. And I have some from Touch of Glam, wherever they are, and then some from Fantasy Cosmetica. Okay, so here's the Fantasy Cosmetica ones. I actually don't know what any of these look like, so I'm gonna have to swatch quite a few of them. I can say for certain these two are not the color we're looking for. This one looks very gold and this one looks very pink. One or two hollows from Micah Beauty Shop, but I don't know what they look like either. So pull that one maybe. Then here is Touch of Glam, which is where the rest of them would be. Let's try. I'm wondering if I should take the hollow that I put in place for that other interesting shadow. Let's swatch that as well and then maybe replace that. But let's see. This is the most we've had to swatch yet. Even more than the iridescence. This is kind of embarrassingly sad. I don't know what these look like. Okay, so this is Book from Fantasy Cosmetica. It's looking much more like silver and orange, so that's probably a no. This is Magnitude from Micah Beauty Shop. This one has that pink flash. This is Deep, Dark, and Mysterious. It's that Touch of Glam one that we swatched earlier. But again, it's got that like green base. This is, I thought this was Cat's Meow, I apologize. This is Folia Dew from Quicksand Cosmetics, which this is like an orange. That's like pretty close to this one from Micah Beauty Shop actually. This is Drift from Shine by SD. That's much more of like a purple. These swatch horribly. They're such beautiful eyeshadows, but they do not swatch well because of that chunky glitter. Oh my god. Can you see how much writing I put on the back of this? This is how long the name is. With this hollow, I ask you to be mine. So this is from Touch of Glam. Didn't even have to read that to tell you it was from Touch of Glam with a name like that. So this is from that hollow palette. This is Mirkwood from Shine by SD. I think this was Smita's collab with them. That's like too brown. This is Flame from Shine by SD. I think this one's like kind of orange. Yeah. Again, the terrible swatching with these chunkier ones. You could see the orange base and then like the silver glitters just hanging out and over there. So this one is Grimoire from Fantasy Cosmetica. I could see it has like a purple flash in it. This is Cascade from Shine by SD. I think we swatched this one earlier as well. Like running out of room on my arm here. This is Intangible from Shine by SD. I think this is also from Glam Smitty's collab. That's like full on silver. See, it didn't look like that in the pan whatsoever. And then these last two from Fantasy Cosmetica, we'll just do fingers because running out of space here. So this one is Tomb. And this one is Codex. So, oh, gotta bend like all the way down here. These are the options. Let me look back at this picture. Yeah, I don't think I have anything quite like that, but to capture the essence of it, I think this one does, which this is the With This Hollow I Ask You to Be Mine. So I'm gonna put in that one, which means the other one can stay where it is. The other Touch of Glam one can stay where it is. So this is the last row now, and we have 2 shades left. Next one is called Prophecies. Prophecies looks like it's a black base with a red shift. I think I have like 5 of these. I'm not even exaggerating. So hold please. So the first one is gonna be in here. The Micah Beauty Shop palette. Oh, I just like gouged it. Ooh, good job, Yelly. Good job. I was pretty close in my estimation. I have 4. So let's see what we've got here. So this is Midnight Sun from Divina. I could tell by the shape of the pan. You could use my non-affiliated code YellBelleBeauty to get some money off of Divina. I feel like on camera, like looking in the viewfinder, every single time these all just look black, but then in real life I see that like red or reddish purple shift depending on which one it is. I don't know why that is. This is the one I gouged from Micah Beauty Shop called Devilish. I'm really not all that upset by it because look at all the other options I have. Okay. Oh, this one's like much more brown than black, which is interesting looking at this pan. This is Jupiter's Inferno from Terra Moons, and this one has more red in it than the others. I'd say like this is like more red than black, while the others are more black than red. And then this is Blood Moon from Terra Moons, which looks to me very much like Midnight Sun from Divina. Alright, so the difference here between Midnight Sun and Blood Moon are really that Midnight Sun is like a purpley red and Blood Moon is like an orangey red. And then this one is just too red, I think. Yeah, that one's too red, and then obviously the other one's like kind of brown. Maybe the kind of brown one though, actually, because it does look brown in the pan. So let's actually put in this Micah Beauty Shop one, Devilish. And the last one is called Celine, which seems to be like a gold to green to orange type of shift. I might have something like this. I will say the shadows in this palette, obviously like the mattes were so much easier for me to do. The shimmers in here are very unique. There are a few I can think of that might look similar to this. Okay, we have options here. Some of these I'm not quite sure. Like some of these are more of an iridescent, but they might capture like the general idea. So let's see. This is from the One Last Wish palette from Mica Beauty Shop, and it is called Sheen. Which it has that like orange, gold, green in it. This one I actually pulled because I don't know what it looks like. I can see I haven't swatched it once yet at all, which actually tracks because I got this order right when I moved. This is Pyramid from Mica Beauty Shop. This is very flaky. Oh, that's really pretty. So here's the one I just thought of from Quicksand. This is Aries Rising. This is like one of their first shadows that they came out with. I think I might have been gifted this one. Don't quote me on that, but just in case. I was gifted some Quicksand shadows. It's like, yeah, that's pretty similar to that Mica Beauty one. This is Sublunar from Terra Moons. It's an iridescent, but it's orangey. It's like got a flash of orange and a flash of pink. This one I pulled because I don't know what it looks like just looking in the pan. This is Scroll from Fantasy Cosmetica. This is one of those hollows, but I saw gold in it, so I was like, let's see what you look like. It's much more just like a straight gold hollow. This is Mother Pucker from Mon Professional, which is much more of like a straight orange. This is Escape Velocity from Quicksand Cosmetics. This is actually the first shadow I thought of when I saw this. Lastly, this is Honey Bunny from Copacetic. This is also an iridescent, but it's like an orangey gold. I mean, Mother Pucker definitely captures the base of this shadow the best, but shift-wise, it's looking kind of like Aries Rising. Maybe actually let's put in this one from Mica Beauty Shop. It has the most of an orange flash, even though it's that green base. So this is what again? Pyramid, so I'm gonna put this in. So this is our finished dupe. I am going to put some swatches that are like nice and clean up on the screen, and let me know what you think below. Again, I don't think it's perfect, but I think it does capture the idea, and I think that this will satiate my want of buying this palette. Let me know, did you buy this palette? What do you think of this dupe? Did you dupe it? Do you think that there's something in your collection that could be a better dupe from one of these really interesting shades that I had a hard time duping? I would like to know below. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more content like this, let me know down below. If you haven't subscribed yet, would love to have you here. I'm hoping to be more consistent now that I've moved into my beauty space. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I hope you have a great day or night wherever you are. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay weird. Bye!